This is the best piece of advice I could ever give you about increasing sales for your brand after launching 2 brands over the past 9 years and doing hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales online. The hardest time to get sales for your brand is always at the beginning. Your first 100 customers is hard, but after that, your sales will explode. That is, if you follow the exact steps that I'm about to lay out for you in this video. So look, your sales will go absolutely crazy after your first 100 customers, but there are 2 rules for this. The first rule is that of these 100 customers, they need to be all people that you don't know personally. No friends, no family, no special connections to you. And the second rule is that this needs to happen within a reasonable time frame. All of these 100 customers need to come in within 3 to 6 months of each other. What will happen if you do this is you'll have proved concept. You'll have proved that people are able to see the value of your products without any biased connection to you. Now, when your brand is able to do this and you get 100 customers from people that you don't know within 3 to 6 months, this is where you unlock 4 magical things for your brand. The first magical thing that happens is you're going to get feedback from your customers that allows you to tweak and improve your products. This will allow you to hone your product and your messaging to connect optimally with your audience moving forward. The second magical thing that happens when you hit 100 customers is you'll get some legitimate data of who is buying and who your real target audience is. And this will help you further improve your product and further tweak your messaging to connect with them optimally. The third magical thing that happens when you hit 100 customers, and this is the most important, is you can now start systematizing and optimizing your marketing strategies. Before this, you couldn't really optimize or systematize any of your marketing strategies online because you didn't truly know what was working, what was generating sales, and where your customers were coming from. After your first 100 customers, you're gonna have such a clearer idea of what's working on social media, what's working for your marketing strategies. And you can turn those marketing strategies into a system that you're not just doing randomly, trying to get sales and just testing everything, but something that you're doing over and over again to get sales way more reliably. And the fourth magical thing that happens when you hit 100 customers is you gain social proof of customers that helps you get more customers. This is known as positive feedback loops. Once you have around 100 customers, you'll have 100 customers that you can leverage to get more customers. You can reach out for photos to use on your website. You can display little icons that pop up on your site that somebody purchased from your website within the last 7 days or within the last month. And this will increase credibility like crazy, and it creates a loop. Remember, abundance creates more abundance, scarcity creates more scarcity. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. And this happens fundamentally because the underlying perception of your brand changes from one that looks like you have no credibility, looks like you don't have anybody supporting you, to a completely new perception of abundance and thriving. Let me simplify all of this for you so that you have real actions you can take after hitting 100 customers for your own brand that allows you to just explode your sales into the future. The magical thing that happens at the beginning is you get that feedback. So the first thing that you want to do is look at who's buying, look at the products that they're buying, and go back to your brand and tweak your website. Tweak your messaging so that it connects even more optimally with the audience that's actually buying your clothing. Another thing is improve your products. Now you can see which products are selling, which products aren't selling. Just release products in the future that are similar to the ones that have been selling with your first 100 customers. Next, look at the exact marketing strategies that were working to get your first 100 customers. Clearly you were doing something right to get those first 100 customers from people that you don't know, and turn those same marketing strategies that were working into a system that you're doing regularly. Whatever content was working on social media that got you those sales, whatever ads you were running that got you those sales, just focus in on what was working, double down on it, turn it into a system, and do it regularly. And then do everything you possibly can to leverage those first 100 customers into social proof for your brand. And you'll do this through sending them emails asking for reviews for your website, asking for photos of them wearing it, using a pop-up on your website that shows somebody purchased recently from your brand. There's an app called Avada Trust Badges that you could use for this on Shopify. Anything that you can do to showcase these customers on social media and on your website, inside of your ads, inside of your content, is going to be massive for you in order to gain that positive feedback loop and make more sales into the future. Now, in a second, I'm going to share with you 2 clear examples of how I did this after hitting 100 customers for my brand Therapy Wear and K-Bud Apparel. But first, I want to let you know that Apparel Success is sponsored by my buds over at design.com. If you need designs made for your brand, try this out for free. Just head over to design.com/apparel success. Use the AI logo generator, type in whatever the idea is for the design that you have. Hit generate. Thousands of logos are gonna come up that you can edit and play around with for free as long as you want until it's absolutely perfect for you. I've used this a ton of times within my own businesses. If you're interested, head over to design.com/apparel success and you'll get up to 88% off at checkout. Okay, let me share with you 2 examples of what I did after hitting 100 customers so that you can see this completely clearly and all of this makes sense to you. The first example I want to share with you is for my new brand TherapyWear. We launched the world's first infrared heated hoodie for pain relief in your neck, back, and shoulders. We just launched this brand at the end of November, so it's really new, but I want to show you exactly how we've grown it over the past 3 or 4 months so that you can get an understanding of this. When we first started up this brand, we didn't know exactly who our perfect customer was. We didn't know if we were going to go for people with pain relief, or for people with stress and anxiety, or for people in cold weather conditions. We didn't know who was going to respond to this the best. And to be honest, our website at the beginning was a little bit unfocused. It had videos of people in cold weather conditions staying warm. It had people healing their neck pain, people relieving their stress, and we were trying to sell to everybody. We tried different content on social media, different video ideas, different ad ideas that were going after all these different target audiences. And what we found were the people who were buying and having the strongest reaction to our brand were buying it for simply the pain relief benefits. This was an amazing process of self-discovery for our brand, because once we saw this, we went back to the website and we made it specifically for pain relief. And all of the targeting that we were doing with our ads was just for people who were in pain and would use this like a heating pad. And another thing that happened once we figured out who was buying and we started getting these customers of people who were ordering this for pain relief and loving the hoodie is I absolutely peppered the website with social proof. There's pictures of people wearing it, reviews that we've sent and we've gotten from our customers. Underneath our product, on our product page, there's reviews there that you can read from all of our customers that have written for us. I've got pop-ups coming up from people purchasing, and people can see that our brand is alive and people are buying from us. This social proof that we've gained, we've leveraged and used to gain more customers. So even though in our first 4 to 5 weeks, we didn't have it perfectly optimized to see exactly who was buying, this is completely normal, by the way, making these tweaks and making these adjustments and learning about your brand through your customers. Once we discovered this, our sales drastically improved. In November, we did 5K in sales over Black Friday week. In December, we only did 4.4K in sales, but in January, our sales shot up over 10K. And this is only in our 2nd month because we just started at the end of November. So being flexible and adapting and making changes like this quickly over and over again allows you to tweak and improve your brand to fit with your target audience to unlock those sales that you're after. Our customer acquisition costs got way better because we were able to improve our ads, and our ROAS, or return on ad spend, improved as well. And now in February, we're having our best month ever again. We're about to sell out of our clothing, and when we get our next batch of inventory in, we're going to be able to scale this. Now that's an example for my new brand TherapyWear, but I want to share with you exactly how I did this after hitting 100 customers for my other brand, K-Bud, since this one is probably more like something that you're doing with a lifestyle brand. My lifestyle brand, K-Bud, represents people living in small town and rural Canada. But when we first started up this brand, I'm telling you, for the first 6 months, we had the complete wrong target audience, and we thought we had it right. For the first 6 months running my brand, I thought that the brand was for hockey players, since K-Bud was slang that I heard at hockey, and I just thought to turn it into a hockey brand. We went to an event, and we ended up selling maybe a dozen or 2 dozen t-shirts and hoodies. And what we realized was it wasn't the hockey players that were buying at this event, it was the hockey players that were from small towns and living specifically in rural Canada. And that's when I realized that this brand wasn't for hockey players, it was for people living in rural Canada. This was massive feedback from our first customers to tweak and improve the brand to connect more with our target audience that was actually buying and actually interested in the core of the brand identity. With this new knowledge, I went back to the website, back to the products, and I changed them, which is totally okay for you to do. I made changes and I tweaked it to be more aligned with our true target audience, and this absolutely crushed for us. With our strategy on social media, my new strategy was going going to find people living in rural Canada, find people living in small town Canada, and turning it into a system of engaging with those people regularly, because that's what was working to get us sales. And then I leveraged all of these customers as social proof like crazy. If you go to K-Bud's Instagram and you scroll through it all the way, there's an infinite amount of pictures of people wearing our brand. And this is because I was like psychotic about reaching out to people, asking for pictures, using them on the website, and just using them as social proof. And this was a feedback loop that just turned into a beast and allowed us to explode our sales into the future. Use these concepts within your own brand. Don't glaze over them. I can't share with you just how important they are and how few brand owners actually put this stuff in place. If you want to work closer with me and a community of other clothing brand owners, check out apparelsuccessmastermind.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.